A create IP and asset name mapping functionality will be used when we don't have an IP management system integrated with Flowgate like Infoblox. So if we only have a few items, we can add them one by one. First, we need to input a valid IP address, and we need to type several characters for the asset name, and select the right asset name to create the mapping and click Save. And later, we can validate the result by search it by IP address. You can update the IP asset mapping and select the new asset name and click Save. It will automatically update it. And later, if you do not need the mapping, you can delete it. In case we have a lot of mapping need to create it, we can use the batch import feature. By default, we restore the matrix data for 90 days. You can change the days when required, but it should not less than 19 days. The mapping between the IT system and the facility system should be created automatically, but in case that don't happen, we also support create the mapping manually. Now we'll demo how to create the mappings. First, we need to select a host, like this one, 10.186.20.177. Then we click the action button. We can see that we cannot create other mapping before we create the server mapping first. We can input a few characters of the asset name and click search. It will list all the candidate assets that contain the character. If we don't have it on the current page, we can click next page. And then we select one asset and save. Now we can see that the mapping is created. If we click the action button again, we can see all the other mappings are enabled. We first create the PDU mapping. Input the PDU name and click search. It will list all the candidate PDUs. You can select one and save. And later you can come back. You will see that the previous PDU already been selected. And you can add more PDUs attached to this server. And then we can come back to verify that both the two PDUs are attached. Create mappings for the sensors and the switch are similar, so we'll not introduce them one by one here. We have created a management pack for Flowgate to showcase how we can better use the Flowgate data to help our IT administrator. After we install the Flowgate management pack, we actually can see it in a repository table. We can see the Flowgate icon there, and then we can create an account in the other section. After that, we will see the Flowgate instance. If we open that, we can see all the physical facility like camera light, like PDUs, like switches connect to the host will be shown there. If you double click the host, you will see the right side is a traditional VM's application to store information, which is pretty common for the IT. And the left side will be all the physical facility object information like the PDUs, camera light, and the switch. If we select the host, we can see that we have a new group of metrics created there for the host, which is created by Flowgate, the environment metric group. It will contain the humidity, temperature, and the PDU power supply information. And under the property section, we will see a Flowgate property section, which will include the locations, the manufacturer, the model, and the owner information like that. For example, if we know the owner of the host, we can send the email or notify directly to the owner who is more familiar with the host and know how to better deal with the situation. We also have the power supply information and the network information, which is uplink information for the power and the network. And we also have a group of different metrics for the PDU, like the in-light, out-light information, the phase data, L1, L2, L3 data information, and a group of properties for the PDU. We also have the same data for the switch and the chassis. By default, we'll have the Flowgate overview dashboard will show the uh, overview data information, especially the physical facility information for the host, and also the PDU's summary information. Oh, we reflect the API, especially the metric API, from multiple layer hierarchy into a one layer hierarchy for the metrics, which is more developer friendly. You will see that all the metrics responded by the API will be in the same layer. And you can see the hierarchy information inside the metric name. So you can use code, any language to process with that. And we already released the latest release, which is 1.1.2 on the GitHub. And if you want the OV, you can download it from the Flynn website.